Welcome to Big Blend Radio, where we celebrate variety and how it adds spice to quality of life. Welcome, everybody. Excited to talk about Tulare. Tulare is in the center of California, and it is an ag capital of this country, if not one of the ag capitals of the world. And what really puts this on the map even more than all the production, which we're going to get to, is the World Ag Expo coming up February 11th, 2025. And that it runs all the way through 13th, so 11th through the 13th, and then you get to go have Valentine's Day on a farm somewhere, right? But anyway, so February 11th through 13th, get ready to go to Tulare, and is the 58th annual World Ag Expo. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got Donette Silva Carter, who is the CEO of Tulare Chamber of Commerce, and Megan Lawston, who is the marketing director of the International Agri Center, which is the host of this huge event, as well as the California Antique Farm Equipment Show coming up April 11th through 13th, 2025. They like those days. So first off, welcome back, Donette. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Lisa, and it's so nice to get to see you. And I
You
always
too.
enjoy the opportunity to talk about Tulare and to talk about agriculture. And the World Ag Expo is very special to the Tulare Chamber of Commerce. We actually started that event those 58 years ago as a row and crop show. And then it was
Wow.
eventually turned over to an entity that arose, which is our International Agri Center. And they've done amazing work with growing this event and everything else that Megan's going to get to tell you about. So I'm excited to be here today to get to chat with you and have Megan on board. And we're going to talk
Yeah.
about things ag and Tulare today.
I love it because they have one of their new events is about, or parts of the World Ag Expo's Women in Ag, and here we are, three women. So there it goes. We're
Yeah.
kicking off straight up, man. So welcome back, Megan. How are you? It's good to have you
I'm
back.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's great to see you. I'm doing well and I'm excited to be back and be talking about World Ag Expo. It feels like we were just here, but it comes again quick, which we love. We're excited about it.
Well, that's kind of like when I look at how much is going on in this event, and then like how big a space and how many exhibitors, like, do you even get a day off after? I mean, it's Valentine's Day afterwards. You've got to have a day off, right?
Right. Usually Valentine's Day falls on the show more often than not. So this year, nobody has an excuse not to celebrate Valentine's Day. It's on Friday. So hopefully we'll get to enjoy a little bit of Valentine's Day this year. But yeah, the planning starts actually during the show. We start renewing spaces and stuff for exhibitors during this year's show. So we're always working on it and it comes around really quick.
Wow. I want to go back over to Donette here because, Nancy and I love Tulare and Tulare County as a whole. We visited many, many times over the years as part of our Love Your Park store with Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, by the way. I think it's actually Sock Monkey Day today. I think it is. Isn't that crazy? It's one of these days. Anyway, you know, Tulare County, like I was saying, is like a capital of agriculture for this country. It's like a breadbasket of America. So where are we on that in regards to not only is it crops, right, and fruit and vegetables, but it's also dairy. So a lot of cheese and ice cream. Rosa Brothers, shout out because like I'm coming back for more. A friend of mine just came back from Tulare, Eva, and I said, you got to go to Bravo Farms. And she went in Traver to Bravo Farms and she
Oh,
came back.
great.
It was right before Christmas and she had a Santa swap or whatever. And she came back with this giant bag of cheese. And then she goes, well, I hope they don't want this one. And I hope they don't want that one. And by the time she was done, she didn't want to give any of it away. And I'm like, you went to Bravo Farms, like, here, give it to me. So there's a lot going on in regards to good dairy and amazing fruits, vegetables. I mean, how many crops are we looking at when you think about it?
Well over 200 crops, and we are running every year when we get the annual crop report. You'll find that between three counties that touch each other, so essentially Fresno County to the north, we're Tulare County in the middle, Kern County to the south. Between our three counties, every year we run number one, number two, and number three as the largest in ag production in the world. So truly, when you look at Central California, we feed the world. In
Mm.
Tulare County alone, we send out. So we're exporting 95 different crops out of the area that we send out. And so ag production is everywhere around us, whether it's going to be milk or almonds or pistachios. It's happening in Tulare County. You're going to find so many crops that are out there. We have a lot of citrus, we have grapes, we have basically everything
Almonds
you
are
need,
big and
everything that you need.
pistachios. Yeah.
Yes, almonds, definitely a lot of almonds. And so yeah, we do a lot of shipping, like I said, outside of the country, to other countries around the world to,
Mm,
provide them with a great food supply. And
mm.
as far as milk production, we are number one in the world also in milk production out of Tulare County. And then just Tulare alone has a great number of dairies. And then we have the situation where you're talking about, like where Rosa Brothers goes from having the farm to fork is what we talk about it. So, they actually have a dairy and then they are taking their own milk and they are using that to bottle milk and to make some very incredible ice cream as well.
Yes.
And when you visit us at World Ag Expo and come into the International Business Center, which the Tulare Chamber operates, you get a chance to sample all of those lovely milks that they do because they do all kinds of flavors. So you're not just going to find white milk, you're going to find your chocolate milk, banana
Okay.
milk, they
Bring the
have orange
chocolate.
cream, root beer milk, all types of
Give me the
wonderful.
chocolate.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, and there's always somebody taught me this little trick. If you take your chocolate milk, your strawberry milk, and your banana milk and mix them together, you have a banana split glass of milk. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good, I have to say. So,
Oh,
anyway, I'm pretty sure it was one of the youth that's working in our center that told us all this trick of how to make your banana split milk. And but anyway, so yeah, Tulare County, very, 1, 2, and 3 in ag production. And it's just great. I love the area that we live in too, because you can take a Saturday afternoon drive and whatever time of the year that it is, you're going to just, drive through the region here and you see all of the crops that are
mm,
happening all through the area. And it's great. And especially, we're coming up on spring. So you're going to see all the blossoms. So we have our own blossom trails all throughout our county
mm,
and those areas that touch, to us as well. But of course, we are centered here in Tulare County and our chamber, the Tulare Chamber of Commerce. And
mm.
there's so much else to do too. Lisa,
Yeah.
when people come, as you've experienced. And by the way, Lisa, you're mentioning Bravo Farms. There's a brand new Bravo Farms restaurant in downtown Visalia too. So we have our restaurant, there's the Traver location, and they have downtown. And then, of course, they are also out at the I-5, and
Mm.
they have a wonderful travel stop there with so much to do for the families. So a very valued member of our Tulare Chamber of Commerce.
Great cheese, great salad. I mean, just great food. We
Mhm.
had that. We ate with them at the Tulare Outlet Center. Where
Yeah.
we went, it's a great place to go if you're going to go to the Galaxy Theater. And there is so much. I mean, I need to say Tulare County is
Mhm.
home to Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park, Sequoia National Forest, Giant Sequoia National Monument. I mean, there's a casino. Like, come on, man. And last time we went to the casino, which was the old casino, now it's removed and in a new thing that we need to go
Oh,
visit. Last time we were there, we walked out with money. I'm just saying.
hey, that's a good thing. I like to walk out of the casino with money, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it is beautiful. We can't wait till you and Nancy come back again because there's so much more to see
Mm.
in our region. Definitely a visit to the casino to see the new site. It is truly amazing, and you won't have to go up the winding road, which is nice too. And then all of the growth that we've had in our area of Tulare, we've got a lot of new restaurants, and all of our neighboring communities within Tulare County as well have seen good growth. So we're excited.
That's
And
awesome.
Bravo Farms, again, because that's, one of your favorites. I know they now have live music on Friday
Mm.
nights too. They have this great band that plays. And so it's a
It's
lot of
really
fun to
nice.
go and hang out.
Yeah, it's
They
very
we did
nice.
videos with them on cocktail making once. Yeah, anyway, they're a lot of fun. Rosa Brothers is a lot of fun. And look, there's so much to eat and do. Shopping Deluxe Tulare is a destination and a lot of history. And you've
Absolutely.
got to think the agriculture part of it Tulare is very diverse in its community because so many people, even if you go back to the Dust Bowl, people moved over from the Dust Bowl during that history of our country to come and farm in Tulare County. So there's a lot of museums throughout the county and in Tulare showing the history and the diversity of the people, which really is interesting to me when you talk about you have the International Business Center going at World Ag Expo. But Megan, can you tell us a little bit about it? Because it's not just, hey, this is an American farmer thing. This is international. And I know that a lot of visitors come to Tulare County just regarding the farm and ag industry. So like, some farmers over in South Africa may come and say, hey, I need to go see what they're doing in the States and vice versa. So this is kind of a community of farming getting together and sharing and showing off too, because hey, you've got some activities going on as well.
Definitely. So we are World Ag Expo. It's not just our name. We do get people from all over the world that not only exhibit at our show, but also visit our show. And so that International Business Center is really an important component to make our international visitors know not only are they welcome, but we're here to help you. And Donette and her crew do a great job of managing that center for us and providing all sorts of resources for our folks who do business internationally or want to do business in California or the United States that maybe haven't got there yet. So it really is a great resource. There's different people who are in organizations that are involved in that as well, which Donette can speak a little bit more to who those are. But the U.S. Commercial Service, Team California is in there. So they've got a good crew of people in there looking to help people do business who are maybe international looking to do that or may need help and are doing it already. And even just our international attendees who, want to pop in and say hello and really feel welcome because we're happy that they're here. We're happy that they're in California and we're happy that they're in Tulare. So it's a great center that we have. We even do a reception for them on Wednesday nights where they can meet dignitaries and again, make those connections and network. So we really are thankful and grateful that our show is an international show and that we attract those visitors. And we really just want to make them feel special and let them know that we're here to help them and make doing business with them as easy as possible and provide those resources.
I know I was reading this one, like over 70 countries are represented, which is amazing. The other part I started off talking about was women in ag. And I love this. Y'all, we have our Women Making History podcast. So I'm just saying, give a shout out to that new podcast channel we have, because now I'm going to have to put this on there too. So everyone can hear that today. Because women in ag is a big deal. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I see it in the women's women in wine. A lot of times they're part of a winery or maybe co-owner of a winery, but we don't. It's always the male winemaker, and now we're seeing more women actually making it or running it, or there's just a lot more women in. I'm sorry, but I always go to wine. Sorry, but I know there's women in other ag
I'm
too.
not opposed to always going to wine. We are launching our new women's conference pavilion this year, which is just like you said, it's a kind of a place to highlight women in agriculture. It's a pavilion dedicated to really focusing on women leaders within the industry where they can speak about topics and things that are relevant to, if they're in the dairy industry, they're going to speak on that. We also have some leadership panels going on in there. We even have a group coming from Sacramento talking about, how important it is for ag tech. And so we have a few different sessions going on in there, but we're really excited to be launching that this year and really just highlighting women in agriculture and their expertise. And like you mentioned, there's women producers, women in agribusiness, all across the board in different industries and sectors of agriculture. So we're really excited to bring that to the show this year and really highlight their contributions. And there's networking opportunities that are going to be available in there. So be sure to check our website and see what's going on within that pavilion and check it out if you're coming to the show. But we're really excited to have a bigger highlight on women in ag this year.
Now, I heard that there is wine.
There is wine. We have a whole pavilion dedicated.
I'm not going to forget this part of it.
Yeah, we have our wine and cheese pavilion, which is really fun. It is not included with your admission to the show, so you do have to purchase an extra ticket, but you can do that at the show. They're $12, which is honestly a steal. You get to go in there and enjoy some great wine, some great cheese, and the atmosphere in there is just what you would expect for a wine and cheese pavilion. So it really is kind of a relaxing, different feel than you're going to get from the rest of the show. But it's really fun. And if you get a chance, definitely check that out because like I said, it's just kind of what you would expect with that wine and cheese environment. It's very relaxing. It's a fun place to kind of go and enjoy.
Now, tell us a little bit about this giveaway. I saw you can
Yes.
possibly win a Toyota Tundra.
Yes. So that is one of our favorite things that we do here at World Ag Expo and for the International Agri Center, because it's our chance to give back to the community in a way that's really special to us, which is supporting Valley Children's Healthcare, which is a leading children's hospital in the nation that we have right here in the Valley in Fresno. So we partner with Toyota and Valley Children's on that. Their guild actually helps run that. And we're happy to continue to partner with them for that. This year, they do a Toyota Tundra giveaway. You can actually purchase tickets now, and you can go on our website to find information on how to do that, or you can purchase them at the show. But we've raised over $700,000 since this started in 2015 that we've given back to Valley Children's Hospital. So it really is something that's special to us and that we're happy to partner with them and be a part of. And like I said, it's one of our favorite things that we do to be able to give back to the hospital in partnership with those two organizations.
Yeah, I want to give the websites out. So it's worldagexpo.com, and also go to tularichamber.org to connect with Dawnette and her team over there. Especially, they've got resources of where hotels and things like that. At this point, you may have to stay outside a little bit of Tulare, but because it's happening like now, but you never know. You never know what hotels may have a room open. But everyone go look in the episode notes as well. They're linked over there. Dawnette, do you think there are hotel rooms left already,
Actually,
or
there are some, probably not in Tulare, but
yeah,
in Visalia, and we have a couple of chamber members that are actually in Visalia because we kind of serve the greater Tulare area.
sure.
And I do know a couple of hotels that, have openings for sure. So if anyone is wondering about where should I try to stay, please give us a call here at the Tulare Chamber of Commerce.
Mm.
We are happy to go ahead and put you in the right direction and make that referral to one of our hotels that we know has a,
And I
availability.
I love that because I know we have what we call the OTAs, online travel agencies, like those big websites, and I always tell people, if you can talk to the people directly, they're going to find you the right hotel that really suits you, and also they have those connections. You never know. Donette knows how to wheel and deal, man. I'm just saying, she knows how to go.
Hey,
I know they can squeeze another hotel room out. Just watch.
we
And
try.
if
But
you can't if
yeah.
you can't stay in Tulare, don't worry if you're still interested in coming to the show because we have these great things called park and rides. And Visalia, there are a few locations in Visalia. There's one in Exeter. And even if you have to drive from your hotel out of Tulare to a park and ride in Tulare, it's your easiest way to get to this show. So we make it really easy for people who are staying not directly in Tulare, or even if you are, to get to the show without having to deal with all the traffic and all of that. So it's still the show's
Nice.
still easily accessible. Visalia isn't that far if you wanted to drive on your own, but we do have park and ride locations where you can actually bus into the show and makes it really easy for you.
Yeah, it's a great way to go. And actually, one of the park and rides is right next to one of the hotels that I know has openings. So makes it
Oh,
so easy. Come out your hotel door, walk right across the street, get on the bus and go. And we have a lot of our
perfect.
volunteers here in Tulare who are working in the International Business Center, and they do the same thing. They grab a park and ride because it drops you at a gate and you don't have to deal with anything. You just get on the bus, you get off the bus, and you get back on at the end of the day. It's a comfortable ride back to your vehicle. And I'm so glad that World Ag Expo has that available to
Mm.
everybody. So, but
It's really great, especially if you're at the wine and cheese pavilion.
oh
But
yeah, you might want to
Yes.
make sure you stay at the hotel that has the
yeah,
parking lot
that's
nearby if you're going to hit
exactly,
that
exactly.
at the end of the day. But there's a lot of excitement. I know there are special receptions, that are happening too, and so you're going to
Mm,
have a lot of
Yeah.
different opportunities to visit with people. So do a lot of networking, have fun, learn about ag. There is so much about ag that we don't know. I mean, I
mm,
go visit the booths myself, and I always learn a lot when I am there,
mhm,
just talking with the exhibitors that come into the event. And then, of course, we have, I think, the most fun in our building because we have all these guests that are coming in from across the world. Last year, we had 58 countries check in to the International Business Center. So we were super busy, hosting our guests. And it's also, we call it a business center because there's space set aside too. If they want to do some deal making, they want to have a meeting there in the space, they can do that. As Megan mentioned, we have a lot of partners that are there with us. And so our partners also include, in addition to what she mentioned, well, maybe I should say Team California is a nonprofit organization that has a bunch of economic development organizations involved as partners, and they're from throughout the state of California. So if you're looking to locate and what all the opportunities are, we have municipalities that are members, and we have the private
Cool.
nonprofit economic development organizations. And for us, we have both our public agencies, which is our County of Tulare Economic Development will be in that space. We also have our Tulare County Economic Development Corporation, which is our private nonprofit. And then this year, GoBiz California, which is out of the governor's office, it is the entity that you contact when you want to come into California. They are coming on even a little stronger than they normally do. So their international division is joining us as well. And then, as Megan mentioned, U.S. Trade and Commerce. So you can come in, you can put your feet up. We have great couches. We have our own barista in there. There's always food and snacks for our international guests. But you can also go in with the purpose of talking to these representatives about how you might come and locate, in our community area or in the greater California area. And you can also, just connect with other, businesses. So it's just a wonderful opportunity. We also use it as kind of a learning opportunity for our youth. Both International Agri Center and the Chamber are very vested in workforce development and our youth, and making sure our youth have a greater understanding of the value of ag, because there are so many jobs in agriculture. And sometimes people think, well, it's only, I'm going to work in the fields, or I'm going to drive a tractor, or I'm going to, do this, or I'm going to do that. They don't realize all the technology behind ag that you need, that's available, all kinds of jobs that you can get that can support agriculture beyond just production. So anyway, each day in our center, we have, helping us with customer service, we have our youth. So we have Future Business Leaders of America partnering for 2 days with youth that are there, and the youth engage with our international guests. And we also have our Chamber Youth Ambassadors for Business. So great way for our youth to learn more about ag and to be exposed to people from all over the world. So, great, new partnerships that even can emerge with our, school entities and these learning experiences. So we really have a lot going on. There are a lot of moving parts to everything at World Ag Expo.
Yeah, it's huge.
And
it's over a million.
It's huge. And I always say, plan to be there 2 days, 3 days. I mean, 1 day is going to get you an overview, but when you're going to leave saying, but there's so much I didn't get to see. So it's like, you better plan for at least 2 days to get to see everything that's there, because it's just a great experience for learning, even for people that are not working in ag. We all need to have a greater appreciation of what agriculture does, because agriculture feeds the world. It feeds you at your table at home, and it feeds people across the world. So just a fun experience too. It's just, it's fun to go and be out and about and check out everything that's there and that's new.
We're talking a lot about the industry itself, so it's very much industry driven, from everyone connecting and learning and seeing the tools and the exhibitors. I mean, it's over 1,000 square feet of event space, and then over 1,200 exhibitors and vendors, right? And seminars are happening. So all of these things are happening, but I think you make a really good point about the people that are just like, hey, I wonder what's happening. It's like this giant street fair, but it's like way more. So Megan, what is there for folks that you have no clue about ag, but go, yeah, maybe I should know where our food comes from, especially for families?
Yeah, like Dawnette said, there's something for everybody. If you're thinking, I'm not interested in, I don't have a farm, I'm not going to buy a piece of farm equipment, but you want to come check it out, there's something for everybody. She mentioned seminars, which is one of my favorite things because it's our big educational component of the show. Obviously, just walking around, networking, visiting with exhibitors, learning what's at their booth is education in itself. But we specifically have seminars dedicated to education. And it's a seminar center located on our grounds. And every day of the show. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, seminars are running in 3 different buildings where they can sit in on things that they want to learn about or people want to get educated about. And different topics can be from dairy and livestock to finance to legal to water. There's all kinds of different things. There's even, I believe, a labor seminar this year. So there's all kinds of different topics that people can really hone in on. And then, as we mentioned, we have our women's conference pavilion, which is going to cover different topics in there as well that may be interesting to people. And then the technology is such a big piece of it. Our theme for this year is paving the way for ag and technology. And we, do a good job at our show showcasing that, showcasing new innovations and new technology. We have a top 10 new products competition, which is something that we do every year that exhibitors can apply for. And we announce, people apply for it and we announce the top 10 winners for the year. And they're recognized at the show. So if you're coming to the show, they're designated on the map. They have flags outside of their booth, but that contest really highlights innovations and they don't have to be top technology. We've even had simple solutions that win those as well, but it really highlights, where the ag industry is headed. And a lot of technology, people don't realize how advanced in technology agriculture can be. And that's something that our show really does through our exhibitors, and what they have on display is showcasing these great advancements in technology within agriculture. And so there's a little bit of something for everybody. Like Dawnette said, just come out and learn, come out and see. And besides that, it's really fun. We have great food. That's kind of what we're known for too, is our farm show food. And so you can eat your way through the show if that's something that's interesting to you, but there's plenty of options. And something that's really neat about that too, and another way that we give back, is all of our food booths are run by local nonprofit organizations. So when you're purchasing food at the show, you're supporting that direct organization that's running that booth, and that money is going towards their cause and what they're supporting. So that's something that's really cool. But they also have really good food.
You can eat. I don't care what happens. Wherever you go in Tulare County, you're going to eat well. I mean, listen, you got farm to table, but then I mean, you've got all the different cultures that are living and working there. So I mean, you can get the best Thai food to the best cheese, ice cream, I mean, a little bit of everything. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yes, that is true. We have good food here, that's for sure.
And Mexican food. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the food, it draws people in. So if you're a foodie, come for the food and check out, the ag stuff while you're here, the seminars, meet with the exhibitors. And we also have livestock demonstrations. So that's really cool for people to check out. We actually have a live cattle auction during the show. That's something we started last year and it's back again this year. But a lot of people haven't even seen a live cattle auction. So that's something that may be really interesting for people to see, and it's getting that experience as well. We have ride-in drives, which people find really fun because it actually lets you, get behind the wheel of a Toyota or a different piece of equipment and really test it out and try it hands-on, which is really fun. And exhibitors are demoing things in their booths too. So really seeing how things work firsthand. And it's just a really fun experience, and to see where ag is headed and to see these different things that are happening within the industry and learning about them. It's really fun. And like Dawnette said, you may think 3 days is a lot, but once you get here, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time even in the 3 days, because we have over 2 million square feet of exhibit space. So we have a lot of exhibit space, like you mentioned, over 1,200 exhibitors. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. If you are planning to come to the show, we always recommend planning ahead, just because there is so much to see and you want to be sure that you're able to check out those things that are important to you and that are of interest to you. So definitely a little bit of something for everybody to check out.
Yeah, everyone at the website, worldagexpo.com. If you go there, that really has everything. So worldagexpo.com again, and tularechamber.org. But I think, doing this is looking at what is happening in regards to technology. We've done so many panels on what's going on with artificial intelligence, and I've talked to the winemakers, go figure, in regards to how AI is really helping them with water, with weather, with all kinds of things, detecting pests. And so it's it's an exciting time. I mean, we look at AI, there's some absolute negatives, right, out there about creative controls and all of that. But when we look at it as a tool in the medical world and in the ag world, I think it's really exciting what is happening. And I also think going to something like this, and I'm going to say, just having been to Tulare so many times and met farmers and dairy people and all of that, you start to understand ag more than what you read as blatant headlines. And you get to have an understanding instead of reading headlines and thinking, just having these things that are actually kind of not exactly how it works. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes people go, "Oh, well, the farmers are taking all the water." Then I'm like, "Well, then how are you going to eat?" And actually, if anyone is, you talked about water. If anyone is really looking at water, it's going to be a farmer more than us that are leaving the faucet on while we're brushing our teeth. Or how deep do we need that bathtub to be full of water? So
Yeah.
they're better at it than what we do in our gardens. So I think when you go to a show or expo like this, you start to answer these questions that you should go and ask the farmers. And you can
Yeah,
take
and
tours, right? Too. There's tours too.
yes, there are ag tours. I believe this year we're sold out, but we do offer ag tours every year where you can actually go out to a production facility or a farm and visit one-on-one with the farmers, get on the site, which is really, really fun. And so the ag tours are a big piece of the show too. We offer those all 3 days, which is really awesome. But if you can't make it to the show and you're in the area, we also have our Ag Ventures Learning Center and our Antique Tractor Museum
We
that we
love
have
it.
here. Yeah, and it's an awesome, great educational piece as well. Like Dawnette mentioned, we're really big on, growing the youth and also just ag education here. And so that's something that we really love. We host schools throughout the year that come to our Ag Ventures Learning Center, but it's also open to the public. So if you're in the area and you want to learn more about ag, it's a great thing to check out. It's really fun. My kids love it when they come visit me. I can't get them out of here when I want to leave because they have so much fun down there. But it really, we have the history piece with the Antique Tractor Museum, and then we also have the more educational piece of like you're saying, how much water goes into the hamburger we eat, how much, different pieces of agriculture are really important, and all of that you learn about down in our Ag Ventures Learning Center.
Yeah, I think knowledge is power, right? So this is definitely a learning, networking, and foodie fun, wine fun, all kinds of good fun happening in Tulare. There's always fun in Tulare. So again, check out the websites. They're linked in the episode notes. And I know Dawnette will be back on the show soon to tell us what's going on in spring in Tulare. And there's a lot going on in Tulare. Tulare is growing so fast and in a beautiful way. And the downtown district is gorgeous. But put on your calendars too that the California Antique Farm Equipment Show will be happening April 11th through 13th. So mark your calendars for that. If for some reason you can't go to the World Ag Expo, well, there's your next one, right? So plan for that. So thank you, ladies. It's fun as always having you on the show.
Thank you so much,
Lisa. We look forward to having you and Nancy back so we can show you all that's new. And
eat.
Let's plan next year that you guys are going to join us at World Ag Expo.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah,
we'll find a place for you to stay.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream or something fun.
that
Our
would be
first
great.
live stream, it was in Tulare County. Our very first live podcast, 17, 18 years ago, was in Tulare County. You had an expo and we went, and it was back in the day where podcasting, we were using telephones and internet. And I remember we had one little telephone booth and we were grabbing people in, telling, shh, all right, pick up the phone. Now you can talk. It was crazy, but it started it, So yeah, let's do a live stream from the Ag Expo. That'd be fun. Awesome.
That would be.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio. Keep up with our shows at bigblendradio.com.